Wow, folks, it's 2 years since I started my podcast. Yes, 2 years. And 338 episodes later, with over 300 different guests, here we are. And I just want to say a big, big thank you to you, the listeners, and the readers on my Substack, everyone who's sharing my content. Thank you so much because this isn't just my podcast, it's our podcast. Without you, literally, this podcast would not exist. I mean, 2 years ago, I started this podcast as a hobby. To be honest, the conversation with my wife went along the lines of, baby, either I get a motorbike, or I have an affair, or I start a podcast. She opted for the podcast. it was just a it was a way for me mentally to get rid of my frustration, which I was seeing in the world around me. I wanted to give a platform. I wanted to create a platform and a space for all these unsung heroes, all these amazing people whose voices were not being heard. I was tired of the scientists and experts, so-called experts, that were being rolled out in front of us. And I knew there were other people out there, extremely intelligent, ethical people with integrity and morals, who were not being heard and were not being given a voice. So I wanted to create this platform for them. I also knew if I talked about nothing but COVID, even I would get bored of it. So the whole point was to mix it up. And I drew my inspiration from the legend himself, Joe Rogan. I mean, after all, he's got the best podcast in the world. I thought, why try and reinvent the wheel? So that's why there's a mixture of different guests and different topics. And not, yes, my podcast is Doc Malik Honest Health, but the reality is everything affects your health, from politics, economics, big pharma, you name it. So that's why my guests reflect that. So this is just me saying a big, big thank you to all of you for making and creating this podcast. And yes, you have helped create it, because without you listening and reading my Substack and sharing my content, this wouldn't be here. The Doc Malik podcast would not exist. So I just want to say a big, big thank you. I love you guys so much. I look back at my former career with fondness, but I'm so happy where I am now. I feel like I was born to do this, and the podcast is going from strength to strength. There's no shortage of guests. The topics are amazing. There's so much batshit crazy stuff going on in the world, and so much deceit and lies and disinformation that needs to be swept away. And yeah, my podcast, I truly believe, and my guests are providing information that is much value and can help you ultimately help live a healthier life and live a freer life. Ultimate expression of freedom, as I keep saying, is to be the healthiest, happiest version of yourself. So folks, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm living in gratitude, and I love you all. Thank you.